Hi, good day. My name's Elim. I'm an Oracle certified SQL expert. Today I'm going to show you how to retrieve data from a database. First of all, clarify that the target audience for this video is for people that need to use Oracle database to retrieve information but does not have any database background. So before we go through how to retrieve information from the Oracle database, let's go through how Oracle database store information. Suppose that you got a clinic that you're working on a clinic and you need to store information for your patient and also the contact detail of the patient and also the medical record for the patient. Say in the paper world, then you will have patient registration requesting user to get you to input the patient details, contact number, etc. And you will store it in a simple in a contact list that's including the name of the patient, address, email, phone number, etc. And every time your patient visits your clinic, your doctor will fill up the corresponding patient medical records for the same patient. So how about in the database? It is very similar to that. Inside database, it is nothing but just tables and tables. Data are stored in different tables in the database, and different type of information are stored under different tables. That means, for example, you can see it here. You got a contact list and your patient medical record. The contact list will be stored under the patient contact table, while the history of the patient will be stored under the patient history table. So, what is a table? What is a table? A table is something that simply consists of rows and columns. You can go back to the contact list table. You can see that we have rows and columns here. Every one rows represent one client details, one patient details, which means one record, and one column representing one type of information that for the particular patient. And that is exactly the same as how database stores the record. Let's have a look at the actual database. Okay, this is a database for the patient. You can see that we have rows and columns here. We have a lot of different columns, means a lot of different things. For example, this column telling us that this is the email address stored for the patient. And for example, this is the patient, this is the row for one row here represent one patient as well. For example, this means that this email address is for this patient and this phone number is for this patient. So, and this is how we store different information. This is how we store information in the database. So, how do we actually retrieve information from a database? We actually use a SQL statement, SQL statement. We don't pronounce it as SQL, we normally pronounce it as SQL. SQL statement is actually stands for Standard Query Language, and this is a definition for the SQL statement according from Wikipedia. Simply say that SQL statement is a programming language that allowing that to manipulate data in the database. When I say manipulate data, managing data for the database means that we can also use it to retrieve data from the database, and also to managing data in the database. So To retrieve data from the database, we will use the select statement. This is a simple select statement. A simple select statement will consist of the keyword select and then followed by what we call expressions, which is the column names that you're going to get from the database, and this is separated by a comma. Followed by column names, you have form and then table. Again, you can have more than one tables from the select statement, and they should also be separated by comma and followed by condition. This is where, cause, and the condition detail. Okay, let's have a look at the examples how to retrieve information from the patient record. Again, this is the patient contact detail. You have the name, address, email address, and phone numbers for your clinic. Okay, to retrieve information from the patient contact, this is a table. We have created a table called patient contact in the database, and to retrieve it, simply say select. First time, let's go for all column first. For all column, we just simply put the star key. So that select star from patient contact. And followed by terminator, which is semicolon. Then the database will retrieve every row, every columns for my patient, which is stored in the patient contact table. So what if I just want to have the name, email address, and the phone number for the patient? I can simply, again, let's go back to the PowerPoint. What I should do is a select statement, and then I just specify the columns that I want from the patient contact table, and I don't need to specify the where clause, the condition at the moment, because I want to retrieve all records from the patient contact table. Okay, select. What I want to have is the first name, last name, followed by a comma. Remember, which is separate. This is separator for columns. Email address, phone number. From patient contact, and then run it again. Oh, email address, I should have double S. Okay, run again. Then you can see that we will have this time the Oracle database only populate the 4 columns that I'm looking for. And suppose that I want to put the phone number before the email address. What I can do is simply move the phone on top of the email address. Then run the statement again. You can see that now the phone number is on the left side of the email address already. you can see that Oracle actually populate the list, the columns in the order of your specification of your request. Then now what we can see is Oracle actually populate all records that's stored in the patient contact table. It is because you haven't given specific information on which tables that you want, which client that you want to specify. See, okay. What about if I say that I just want to have to list of patients, to list all patients that's with the first name Mary? How to do that? Let's start again. Select. Then first name, last name, oops, last name, phone number, email address, from the table name, that's patient contact. Now this time we have to use the where clause. Where clause is to specify the conditions that you want them to match. Okay, where I should say that the first name equals to Mary. Remember one thing, when specify the conditions, you have to be very careful because it is case sensitive, and also you have to know that is if you want that to be if you want the values that specified as a character, then you have to put a single quote before and after. And then let's run again. Okay, you can see that Oracle give me all patients that with the first name is Mary. Oh, I actually just want to have one Mary, but I have 42 Mary. My goodness. Okay, let's specify the last name for the patient as well. Okay, for example, I want to list the last name of the patient that I'm looking for. It is Smith. Okay, then let's put an N condition. N, tell him that N last name is equal to Smith, and run the query again. Then you can see that this time, oh, I just got the right detail. Mary Smith, this is the thing that I'm looking for. You can see that this is how we work for Oracle, how we use Oracle to retrieve information from a single table, that we use a select statement, and then we put the columns that we want, we specify the column that we want, and from the table, which is the source table that I'm looking for, and then the where clause which specify the condition for creating, the condition of the information or records that I want to look for. And Oracle will only give me those correspond informations records that match to what I'm looking for. I hope this video, thank you for viewing, and I hope this is informative to you. Thank you for viewing.